Imagine a world where celebrity status doesn't sit in traffic. It lifts off from private helipads and touches down on rooftops, while everyone else stares at brake lights. Where $15 million twin-engine machines hover above Los Angeles, smog and turbine engines spin faster than Hollywood rumors. These aren't just helicopters. They're vertical escape pods for the elite. Stay until the end, because the #1 spot isn't a single aircraft. It's an entire rotary wing empire worth more than most studio budgets. So let's begin with number 10 on our list. Travis Barker made headlines for conquering his fear of flying after surviving a devastating plane crash in 2008. His return to the skies came gradually, and helicopters played a significant role in rebuilding that trust. He's been spotted traveling in Robinson R-66, turbine helicopters valued around $900,000 to $1.2 million depending on configuration. Power comes from a single Rolls-Royce RR 300 turboshaft engine producing approximately 300 horsepower. That compact power plant pushes the R-66 to cruise speeds around 110 to 120 knots, roughly 130 miles per hour. Range sits close to 350 nautical miles before needing fuel. The R-66 isn't trying to impress airport crowds. It's trying to prove that getting back in the air doesn't require a $10 million machine. Sometimes courage looks like simplicity. And if you've ever watched someone face their deepest fear at 3,000 feet, you understand why the aircraft choice matters less than the decision to fly at all. But don't get too comfortable with modest turbines, because the next celebrity helicopter brings significantly more power and a price tag to match. Number 9 belongs to Kylie Jenner, who regularly charters Airbus H-125 helicopters for quick trips between Los Angeles locations. These single-engine workhorses typically value between $2.5 and $3.5 million. Under the cowling sits a Safran Ariel 2D turboshaft producing roughly 847 horsepower. Cruise speed reaches approximately 140 knots, around 160 miles per hour. Range extends past 350 nautical miles with standard fuel capacity. The H-125 handles high altitudes and hot temperatures better than most competitors. It's the helicopter equivalent of a reliable luxury SUV. Gets the job done without drama, looks respectable on arrival, and doesn't demand a full maintenance crew standing by. But here's where things start getting serious. Because the next aircraft doesn't just transport celebrities, it pampers them at 150 knots. Number 8 features the Bell 429 Global Ranger, a twin-engine machine favored by executives and celebrities who refuse to compromise on safety or interior comfort. Market value typically ranges from $6 million to $8 million. Two Pratt & Whitney Canada PW207D1 engines produce roughly 635 horsepower each. Combined, that is nearly 1,300 horsepower spinning the rotor system. Cruise speed sits around 150 knots, approximately 173 miles per hour. Range reaches about 400 nautical miles. The cabin feels more like a private jet than a helicopter. Leather seating, noise-reducing interiors, and enough headroom that passengers don't feel like they're commuting in a flying closet. Harrison Ford has been associated with Bell helicopters throughout his piloting career, and aircraft like the 429 represent why serious aviators respect the brand. But twin engines are just the beginning, because the next entry brings European engineering and a price tag that climbs past 8 figures. Number 7 showcases the Airbus H145, increasingly popular among wealthy entertainment figures. Current market values hover between $10 million and $13 million, depending on configuration and completion. Power comes from two Safran Ariel 2E engines, producing approximately 894 horsepower each. That's nearly 1,800 horsepower combined, driving a unique fenestron-shrouded tail rotor that reduces noise significantly. Cruise speed reaches 145 knots, roughly 167 miles per hour. Range extends to approximately 370 nautical miles. This helicopter regularly serves medical evacuation missions, which tells you everything about its reliability standards. When lives depend on the aircraft showing up and performing, the H145 answers the call. Celebrities choosing this machine aren't just buying luxury, they're buying redundancy. And speaking of redundancy, the next helicopter takes twin-engine philosophy to corporate flagship levels. Number 6 belongs to the Sikorsky S-76, the undisputed king of executive rotorcraft for decades. Values range from $8 million to $13 million depending on variant and condition. 2. Pratt & Whitney Canada PT6B36A engines produce roughly 950 horsepower each. Combined output approaches 1,900 horsepower. Cruise speed reaches 155 knots, approximately 178 miles per hour. Range stretches past 400 nautical miles. The S-76 interior rivals business jets. Soundproofing, climate control, and seating configurations make passengers forget they're suspended beneath spinning blades. Tom Cruise reportedly travels in S-76 aircraft when production schedules demand rapid movement between locations. But now we enter territory where helicopters stop being transportation and start becoming statements. Number 5 features the Augusta AW39, a medium twin that bridges the gap between executive transport and offshore workhorse. Values typically range from $12 million to $18 million. Power comes from two Pratt & Whitney Canada PT6C-67C engines, delivering approximately 1,142 horsepower each. That's nearly 2,300 horsepower combined. Cruise speed reaches 165 knots, roughly 190 miles per hour. Range extends beyond 570 nautical miles. The cabin accommodates up to 15 passengers in high-density configuration, though VIP interiors typically seat 6 to 8 in considerable luxury. This helicopter doesn't whisper wealth. It announces arrival with authority. Now we're approaching the final stretch where price tags climb into territory that makes accountants nervous. Number 4 showcases the Sikorsky S-92, a heavy twin originally designed for offshore oil operations but increasingly adopted by ultra-high net worth individuals. Values range from $17 million to $25 million. Two General Electric CT-7-8A engines produce approximately 2,520 horsepower each. Combined, that's over 5,000 horsepower turning the rotor system. Cruise speed reaches 151 knots, roughly 174 miles per hour. Range exceeds 500 nautical miles. The S-92 can carry up to 19 passengers. That's not helicopter capacity. That's small airliner territory. When someone needs to move their entire entourage without separating into multiple aircraft, this is the solution. Number 3 brings us to the Airbus H175, a super medium twin that represents cutting-edge rotorcraft technology. Values exceed $20 million. Power comes from two Pratt & Whitney Canada PT6C67E engines, delivering approximately 1,775 horsepower each. Combined output exceeds 3,500 horsepower. Cruise speed reaches 160 knots, approximately 184 miles per hour. Range stretches beyond 600 nautical miles. The H175 features a Helionics digital cockpit system that reduces pilot workload dramatically. This helicopter essentially helps fly itself while passengers enjoy cabin comfort rivaling intercontinental business jets. Number 2 features billionaire entertainment moguls who don't own one helicopter. They own rotating fleets maintained by dedicated aviation departments. Mark Cuban keeps multiple helicopters available for his business empire, including machines like the Eurocopter EC-55, valued around $10 million, and larger aircraft for longer missions. Combined fleet values easily exceed $25 million before counting maintenance facilities and flight crews. And finally, the number 1 spot. Certain entertainment industry power players operate complete helicopter divisions, multiple airframes across different mission profiles, training helicopters for pilot currency, medium twins for daily operations, heavy twins for special occasions. We're talking combined rotorcraft investments exceeding $40 million to $50 million, dedicated hangars, full-time maintenance teams, flight departments that rival regional air ambulance services. Owning one helicopter demonstrates wealth. Operating a fleet demonstrates an entirely different relationship with vertical flight. So if you made it all the way to number 1, you understand that celebrity helicopter collections aren't just about avoiding traffic. They're about controlling time itself. Tell me in the comments, would you choose a nimble single engine or a twin with backup systems for everything? And if aviation at this level fascinates you, hit subscribe, because next we're exploring the private submarines owned by tech billionaires.